Okay, so today I'm going to be walking through DocuSign 101. So the first thing you're going to do is go to agent.kw.com and log in with your username and password. If you're not sure what your username and password is, it's on your Scott Roy Marketing password sheet that you receive when you onboard. Next, we're going to go to Contacts on the left. And if you don't have your contact in here, you would go to Add and add their information in. But in this case, I'm going to go to Casey. And on the right-hand side, I'm going to click on Opportunities. And I'm going to click Create Opportunity. When I do that, it's going to ask me for a few options. Opportunity type, this is the side of the transaction you're on. So not two-family, residential, New York. You're choosing just the type of client that you're working with. So in this case, I will choose a buyer. Opportunity name is the same. For buyer, it would be the buyer's name. For listing, it would be the property address. Commission rate, if you don't know it yet, you can just put the average of the area. Budget, you'll want to put whatever the price of the home is. Phase and stage, that's something to do with opportunity pipeline management, which is a different course. But what I recommend is if you're working with the person, change it to active and showing for a buyer, and click create. And now you'll see this opportunity will populate right here. And I'm going to click on the title, in this case, Casey Moan Buyer. And the first thing it's going to do is bring me to the details section. And in here, I'm going to click on the pencil icon next to property. And I'm going to put the property address in. So I'm going to put 74 Goblin Avenue. And save. After that, I'm going to click on Documents. And you'll see that it says to start work with an opportunity, please select a checklist type first. So what I'm going to do is on the left-hand side, I have picked checklist type. And in this case, I'm going to choose residential. And you can see that all the documents that I will need have populated here. What's required, what's conditionally required, and what's optional. What I'll do next is click Start a Transaction. And this is going to bring me into DocuSign. As you can see, all the documents from that checklist populated into here. And what I'm going to do is go into each document to prepare it for my clients to fill out and sign. So affiliated business disclosure, I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to put my client's name in. You can see the property address is here, and my name is everywhere as the agent. These, you're going to be like, where's the signatures? We're not at that stage yet. In the document part of DocuSign, you're just preparing the documents for signature. So I'm going to click Save and Close. And something I recommend as you're going through the documents to prepare them, you're going to click on the checkbox so that by the time you're done with every document, you're ready to send that envelope for signature. I can go into the COVID waiver. And for the COVID waiver, there's a lot of documents that there's nothing going to be for you to fill in. So for example, this doesn't need to be filled in. It just has the office name in here. So I can click Save and Close. And as you get comfortable, you'll start to know what documents you need to go into and which you don't. For example, dual agency, same thing. Just needs the office name and your information. So as long as you set up your DocuSign correctly, all the information will be here. There's nothing for you to do further. So I'm going to click Save and Close. And let's say that we go to the contract. Which they're updating. And we can also go to the CIS. And again, my name's here, the property address is here. All I need to do is click on buyer's agent and disclose dual and save and close. Once I have all the documents, if I was missing, maybe I need an addendum or something else, I can click add, and you can either bring it in from your computer. For example, on the buy side, you might have a seller's disclosure or lead paint you need to execute. You click on computer, or if I need something from the forms that are available, I can click DocuSign forms. And you can see groups. These are all laid out for our office, so all listing documents are in here. Buyer documents are in here. We did create an addendum as well. And then you have also libraries of the boards and MLSs in here too. Right now, I don't need anything, but if I did, I could click the checkbox and then click Add Selected, and it would bring it into my document section. Since I checked off the documents I want to send, you can see this bar at the top opened up. So the first one is just making a copy. The nice thing is that say you did have a something that you maybe had a dual agency wise, you could make a copy of the document and put it in the other room. This is the move tool. That's you can move these into different, again, rooms, or you can also create folders within here, which I'll explain as well once we go ahead and sign. Email, if you want to email the documents to someone. Combine, if you want them to be one full PDF. Envelope, which is how we're going to send signatures now. And then you have download, archive, and delete. So for this example, we're going to click create envelope. And there's a few things that we're going to do before actually sending for signatures. So envelope name, this is for your management. So say this was an offer, I'm going to say offer for 123 Main Street. If I want to organize the documents to be in a certain order to my clients, I can click on it and drag it in the order I want. So maybe I want the COVID waiver first and I want dual second. I could put it in that order. I then will click add recipients, and you must choose pre-tagged roles. And all you have to do is, right now, again, we're managing the buy side. So buyer 1, we're going to select, and we're going to choose the buyer, in this case is Casey. And then I'm going to choose buyer agent, and that's myself. And then I can click add selected. Only have to choose one. As you can see, they populate, and there is a number 1 next to them. So if you want to receive the document at the same time your client does, then you would want to put 1. Personally, I think it's better to put, myself as the agent as 2, so that I know once they sign, everything's good to go, besides needing my signature. Let's say you do come into cases where maybe your clients only have 1 email address. What you can do is you can have the same email address. It's just going to make it so that one person has to be 1 and one person has to be 2. So I'm going to change Casey's to mine, just because obviously Casey is probably in an appointment or something. And then if I ever need to send something to someone else, if they just need to receive it, I can click add recipient and choose email address. Put them as 3 so they get the fully executed copy. Maybe it's a TC team, and you can put that in here as well. And you can change needs to sign to receives a copy, so that because they're number 3, they won't receive a copy until everyone has signed. At the bottom, you can see the message to the recipients. So if I want to say, please review and sign offer for 123 Main Street. And if you want a deeper, detailed message, you could put it in this section as well. And I'm going to click next. And that doesn't mean they're getting it for signature just yet. So when you go into this section, this is where you can make sure all the signatures have populated, as well as if you do need to get any additional signatures, you can do that as well. So I'm going to scroll down. You can see my buyer signatures are here. And my signatures here as well as my buyer. And same thing on the affiliate business disclosure, my buyer's initials signature is here. Let's say maybe I do need to add an additional signature. On this right side, you can see this is all yellow because we're on Casey. So every person has a different color. So it's very visually easy to see if you might have accidentally added someone twice. So for example, say I need to drag over an initial. I can click on initial, drag it over. Obviously this is covering text. If I click on it and hover over a corner till the double-sided arrow shows up, I can make it as small as I need to. And the nice thing is the next time that I drag a signature or initial over, it's going to be that exact same size. This comes in handy a lot with the lead paint document because you do have to put the initial 3 times along with the additional buyer if there are 2. To change view of who you're pulling this signature, text, initial over for, you just click on the name at the top and it'll change the color. And again, which is very helpful to see who's doing what. You can drag if you want them to fill out text, if you need their name somewhere, if you need their email, a checkbox, any of that kind of stuff. Let's say that maybe you forgot something before you were going to send for signatures. For example, I forgot the date here. What I can do is click on pre-fill tools, and this basically is as if you're adding to the flat document. So it's not assigned to any particular person. So if I click on text, drag it over, put the date. When I do go to send this for signature, you'll be able to see that date. It's not going to be not viewable by one person because you assigned it to another. So that's how you would drag over the pre-filled tools button as well. Something else is nice is obviously at first, on your first initial sending, you might have a lot of documents. So instead of scrolling through, on the right hand side, say I want to get to the consumer information statement, I can click and choose the page I want to go to and it'll automatically go there. So it's very easy to navigate on here. Say you want to prepare this all, but it's late at night, or maybe you don't want to send to your clients yet. You can choose action and save and close. And this will save the envelope as a draft, which is really nice because your whole message to them is already prepared. Everything's ready to go so that when I do want to send, I can click on draft, click next, and I can click send for signatures because I know it's ready. So then what you'll see is that your envelope will say needs my signature if you made yourself one. Obviously I'm technically signing as the buyer as well. So what I'm going to do is show you the email. So you can see Restrino via DocuSign, please review and sign offer for 123 Main Street. I'm going to click review documents. And I'm going to go ahead and sign. And it's the same way your clients are going to see it as well from the email. So I'm going to click continue, start, and I'm going to click where I need to go. Obviously, in this case, it would technically say Casey, but again, I'm signing as her. So we're just going to pretend that it's Kim because I have Kim's signature saved. You're going to go through and sign everything, then click finish. It's going to ask them to log in DocuSign, and you can tell them to click no thanks because part of KW, you do get all the fully executed documents after everyone signs, which is great because legally you do have to provide this. So it's one less thing you have to do. DocuSign, whoever is in the envelope, will send that executed copy of all the documents once it's been fully signed by everyone. If I go back to my email, you can see that I got very good service account. That's just the admin account for the office that you'll automatically get every time you start a new room. Then I got 2 emails, one for me to sign and one for my client to sign because technically I am the client. You're not going to get more than 5 emails. And it's telling you this, you're added, your client signed, it's time for you to sign. So if you only have one client, then you're only going to get 4 emails because the last one is the fully executed copy. So instead of the old system where if you're familiar with that, you would get a bajillion emails for every single client you had, this one you're only getting 5 or less. Now what I'll do is I'm going to refresh my page and I'm going to show you how you can sign as an agent. Again, you will get it to your email, so if you're on the go, you can sign from your phone. But if you're here in the DocuSign system, you would go to the envelope and just click sign. and click continue, and again start, and I'm going to go through and sign wherever I need to sign and click finish. And you can see it says waiting for others. That's just because I did send it to the TC team to receive a copy. So once they view that email, then that will go away. So what I'll do is I'll review that email. And like I said, you will also receive a completed copy. So say you had an offer, you need to send it over. You'd easily be able to just download the document and put it into the email, all from your email address that you're using. So I'm just going to click refresh. And now you can see it's fully executed. So what I can do is go back to documents, and I can see that I do have a signed copy as well as a form copy. Now, this is good because if you are writing multiple offers in this market, you most likely are, you can always edit that original form. Same thing with the affiliate business disclosure. That's something you have to get signed every time. But for the other ones, we can archive them, like for example, the COVID waiver, the exclusive, if I not using exclusive buyer agreement, dual agency, CIS, those are one-time signed documents. So I can get rid of those original forms so that it's, less cluttered in here. So I can click archive, and it'll archive them so that I can change this view to active documents and they won't be there. Something else you can do, and I really recommend this more so on the buy side, is you're going to click actions, and you can actually add a folder. So let's say I want to do offer for 123 Main Street. I can create, and then what I can do is decide on the documents I want to put in that folder. Click on the checkboxes and choose the move button. And then I can go into the folders in the current room and choose offer for 123 Main Street. So that's just an extra tip that I do suggest. Once you're done with your documents, you will want to add them to command, because command is your compliance folder. So as you can see, it's going to say attach files from DocuSign, and I'm going to choose working folder. And again, if you did create an additional folder, that option would be there. I'm going to choose room docs, and when I click select next to the document, I'll be able to pull whatever document is there. So this document is just actually your checklist. The file is the document that you got signed. So I'm going to choose CIS, and then I'll click select next to dual agency and choose that as well, and so on and so forth. If you did have something on your computer, maybe you got everything hand signed, you can change the attached files from to my computer, and you'll be able to upload the documents right from your computer. So you're only using DocuSign if you do need electronic signatures. After that, you would submit to the MC if you're on the list side right away so that Sally can sign. If you're on the buy side, once you're under contract, you would go to the under contract tab and submit to the Market Center for compliance for the closing documents. Besides that, that's how you would use the DocuSign to get your signatures from your clients.